Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor John with another edition of Monday Morning Quarterback. So yesterday we finished our sermon series, We Are What We Pray For. And in this series, we've essentially been looking at different aspects of our prayer lives using the book of Psalms as our guide. And the thing that I really want to emphasize about this for everyone, about this entire series, is that it's really been about developing a new consciousness, a new awareness, a new vision about God, about ourselves, and about prayer. And by that I mean, I think oftentimes we have this idea of prayer that, God is like this puppet master up in heaven, pulling strings and doling out rewards and punishments based on our behavior and or how God, would like it to happen. And that's sort of a childish notion of God, and it doesn't take into account the depth of human freedom that we experience and human responsibility, by the way. So the first thing I wanted to teach people about prayer is that prayer is not meant to change God. Prayer, in fact, changes us. We come to God in prayer and we offer God our whole hearts. We offer the good, the bad, the ugly, and we leave that there at the foot of the cross, and we hope and we pray for transformation, for growth, for vision, for whatever it is. But the purpose of prayer is not to change God, it is to change us more into the image of God. Another thing about prayer is that it helps transform our consciousness. You see, prayer, especially when we, include the important aspect of listening in the act of prayer. Prayer is not just us reciting our laundry list of things to God. Prayer is actively listening to God as well. And when we incorporate that into prayer, what prayer becomes, it's a way of seeing the world differently. It's the way of seeing the world through the eyes of God. So in prayer and in constant prayer, in regular, consistent prayer, what's happening is we are being transformed more into the image of God so that we may see as God sees. And if we see as God sees, then hopefully we can be as God is in the world. So that's the point. The whole series has really been hopefully about introducing different aspects of our prayer lives to show us, first of all, the breadth of what prayer is, but second of all, to show us the purpose of prayer. If we're having trouble, the Bible tells us to bring that before the Lord. The Bible tells us to pray for one another in sickness or in times of struggle, whatever. But prayer is not just the act of bringing to God our requests. Prayer is the act of leaving these things to God to transform and make new within us. And the reason that's important is because prayer is not about controlling God. Prayer is really about yielding to God. So if I have a list of struggles that I'm facing, maybe a loved one is sick, or maybe there's some financial troubles or whatever, and I want to make sure I talk to God about all these things and say, hey, Lord, fix these things, please. By the way, I love you, I praise you. Okay, but fix them. And then I go away and I don't see any other solution than the one I gave to God, then that wasn't a prayer. That was me telling God how to be God, which is, kind of a risky enterprise, I would think. A prayer offers these things to God and then finishes with, thy will be done, not mine. So I hope during this series, we've experienced some different ideas about prayer. I hope we've come to understand a richer meaning of prayer. Most of all, I hope that we have come to understand that consistent prayer and frequent prayer and authentic prayer really helps to change our consciousness. So the things that we think, might be blessings today, we might see entirely differently once we've experienced the wisdom of God's Spirit. So prayer changes us. It does not change God, but it unites us more closely with who God is in our lives and who God is in the world. So pray. Pray and give yourselves to God. Have a wonderful week, my friends. God bless.